Hello, and welcome back to the new podcast series. It's Kelsey Kors with Sweetfish Media. This week's podcast is dedicated to exploring the role of robotic process automation, along with other digital and cognitive technologies, in achieving enterprise digital transformation. It's called Generation Digital Workforce, and it's sponsored by Blue Prism. You'll hear from leading experts and thought leaders in RPA, AI, and machine learning about innovations, best practices, tools, and resources that are shaping the digital workforce. The hosts of this podcast are Lisa, Donna, and Zena, and I actually got to interview them on their very first episode. If you think you'll find the show valuable after you check out this quick snippet, just search Generation Digital Workforce in Apple or your favorite podcast player. Make sure you subscribe, and if you really like it, don't forget to leave a review. Okay, let's jump into the snippet from their very first episode.
Generation is a word that can mean a lot of different things to different people, but for us, it's really all about the people that are born and living at the same time. You know, we are known as generations. I'm part of Generation X, as is my colleague host that will be joining us on this podcast. And we have found ourselves living in an ever-increasing digital world. The world that we live in, robotic process automation, artificial intelligence, is really redefining the characteristics of the workforce. Humans, as it may be, are having to become more and more creative and intelligent about the work that we provide as our digital counterparts pick up more of the routine tasks, rules-based tasks, if you will, that humans don't really enjoy or aren't really good at either, to be honest with you. So if you're curious about the collaborative potential of human and digital workers to transform the future of work, this podcast is for you. But let's talk a little bit about those characteristics that define this generation of digital workforce. Lisa, you want to share your perspective on the characteristics driving this digital generation?
Sure. Thanks, Zena. Yes, this is Lisa. And I think as we were talking about what this podcast was going to encompass, we really got thinking about this idea of digital workers coming up through the ranks and becoming more cognitive and more interactive. And if we think back about computers and how they have evolved from, the original computers taking up an entire room and you had to be an expert to interact with it. We were joking about those punch cards that you had to use. And now you can just speak into a room and you'll get an answer with, Alexa or Siri, that kind of thing. So, looking back through the generations from, baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and now Gen Z or whatever they're going to be called, drawing those parallels between our human generations and now into this computer generations. And I think what we'll be talking about, which is really exciting, is kind of how we interact and how those things intersect. So with that, I will turn it over to Donna to talk more about the digital workforce.
Sure. Thanks, Lisa. Welcome to Generation Digital Workforce. We're excited to share with you just what we're thinking around the digital worker, what it means to the human worker, what it means to the aspect of the enterprise, and how it's driving business daily. We define a digital workforce as a scalable team of software robots that can work alongside human employees to accomplish repeated processes so humans can focus on value-adding tasks. And so you think, how do I get better at my job? How do I scale at my job? Well, digital workforce empowers employees to power the organization to keep up with the digital transformation. Anyone can automate. The wide variety of tools available in the market today mean you don't have to be a programming genius or have a huge budget to automate a few tasks of your business. What you need is intelligence, automation, and a solid strategy to push it forward.
All right, everyone, we really hope you enjoyed that short clip from Donna, Lisa, and Zena. They are all going to be such phenomenal hosts. I'm so excited to see this podcast grow, and from baby boomers to millennials, every generation has been defined, at least in part, by the unique characteristics of its workforce. Today's generation is undeniably digital, and this evolving era continues to drive the capabilities and outcomes of the working world. Again, to find this show, just search Generation Digital Workforce in Apple Podcasts or wherever you do your listening. Subscribe, leave a review if you like it, and don't forget to tell a friend if you think they'd enjoy it. If you're curious about the collaborative potential of human and digital workers to transform the future of work, this podcast is for you.
Hey everybody, Logan with Sweetfish here. If you're a regular listener of B2B Growth, you know that I'm one of the co-hosts of this show, but you may not know that I also head up the sales team here at Sweetfish. So for those of you in sales or sales ops, I wanted to take a second to share something that's made us insanely more efficient lately. Our team has been using LeadIQ for the past few months, and what used to take us 4 hours gathering contact data now takes us only 1. We're 75% more efficient, we're able to move faster with outbound prospecting, and organizing our campaigns is so much easier than before. I'd highly suggest you guys check out LeadIQ as well. You can check them out at leadiq.com. That's LeadIQ.com.